locations from the Fast and the Furious 2001 Toretto's Market. Interesting seeing it in the flesh. The Toretto house, that didn't take long. The M3 GTR is next to it. The Dodge Charger comes around this corner first, and then the Super follows. It's like around Tunis Street.
The vehicle is a purple BMW.
All right, folks, we're just leaving our boy Franklin's house right here. We just finished our tour of the Los Santos locations. We're gonna check out a couple locations from the Fast and the Furious 2001. And then we're gonna drop off the M3 GTR over at Blacklist Garage. And that's the victory tour, the grand tour, the debut tour of the M3 GTR in California complete. So first we're gonna head to Bob's Market, aka the Toretto's convenience store. We'll look at the Toretto house, and we'll take some cool pictures. We'll talk about the significance and the cool stuff like that. And then we're gonna head to the final race location. And that'll be that. But we're here in the M3 GTR. For those of you who are new to the channel, this has been a long time coming build. It got done. It got finished being built here in California, out of state from where we actually live. It sounds really cool. It's a little loud, and we're driving around Cali before we have it shipped back home. Jesus. There's been a little bit of that happening during this trip, as I'm getting used to driving a lowered car. Some really cool architecture, old California architecture. It's very interesting being here, and this makes sense for today's video, but it feels like you're on a movie set. You know, this is the state in the country that probably is the easiest to get filming permits in. You know, Hollywood's based out of here. We saw the Hollywood sign in the last video when we checked out the Griffith Observatory. So, it's kind of cool. But we're gonna try and make it to the highway. The car is a little tired, so we're being nice to it. It's done a good job. It did 300 miles in a day at one point for a 20-year-old BMW. It still needs a little bit of TLC. Bad roads. Trying to baby it as best we can. Just need to get it out of these mountains now. We're getting onto Mulholland. We're sure that's a road name some of you recognize. Good old Mulholland Drive. All clear. It's been really quite fun driving this car around here in California for these last few videos. The reactions the car gets, despite being in the car mecca capital of the country or the world, this car is still a head turner, which is really quite neat. You know, with the purple and black livery, the side exhaust, the body kit. I think a lot of people just recognize it for what it is, an M3 GTR. It's on the road, and that's out of the ordinary, even for here. There's only like a handful of them in the world on the road, and most of them are blue and silver. This one is black and purple. But anyways, I'll see you guys when we get to Toretto's Market, and we'll chat some more there. All right, folks, we're in a very old part of Los Angeles. This is kind of cool. We're about to go onto the same road as Bob's Market. They should have front store parking. Find something, I guess. Lighting, perfect. So, M3 made it to Toretto's at the Bob's Market store. It's really quite interesting seeing it in the flesh. It's not super surreal, if that makes sense. Clearly, everyone's here for almost the exact same reason. So, but it's cool that you can kind of recognize the environment around the store. One second. There's a lot of that going on. A lot of other tuner cars, sports cars and stuff seem to be visiting here. There's burnout marks on the street in the intersection. I can't imagine why. You can get Fast and the Furious merch here. There's a cool mural on the wall. He must be stopping here. I'm waiting until the music ends so I don't get sued. No, he's just gonna let the music keep going. So anyways, it's just cool to see in person. The house itself is just up the road. We're gonna check that out and get a cool picture of the car in front of that. And it's neat. What I was saying is it's neat seeing the store in person because it's not set up like how it is in the movie, but you can see kind of the remnants of how it was staged and where certain things were, like where Dom was and all that kind of stuff. But anyways, we're going to take this to the house now. I'm going to figure out which direction it is, and we'll go from there. All right, but the house itself is just right here. Here it is. It's just this house on the right with this driveway. We are at the Toretto house. That didn't take long. All right, here it is. There's no garage there, but the house is there. They did put up the fence, but the house is still recognizable. Pretty cool. And the M3 GTR is next to it. I'm gonna take a second to take a picture so I can get a thumbnail. There, that's the thumbnail right there. I don't have my phone, so. Sweet. That's super cool. Obviously, they got the fence up for privacy, but you know, you stand up over here, walk past the M3 GTR, which is not a fixture, but still a thing. This is where Jesse gets shot up right here. All the bullets go into the grass and all that stuff. So, pretty nuts. Sweet. So I didn't realize, I wasn't planning on doing this, but we're gonna do it because I was actually intending to delete the stop from the route, but the route is taking us to where Johnny Tran gets shot, presumably, and we're gonna figure out. We're up high right now, so I don't know how this expects us to do this. Oh yeah, here it is. Because you see Dom's Charger at the top of that hill there in the movie, and then if we make a right, bear with me, at the bottom of this hill is where Johnny Tran dies, down here. You can see the mural on the walls in the tunnel. This is where Brian's in the Supra, and he shoots Johnny Tran. He dies, falls off the motorcycle, and he goes, call 911. And behind us at the top of that hill is where he sees Dom and the Charger, and he does a burnout and leaves. So now, that's cool. Hey, we got to see it. I didn't realize how close it was to the Toretto house, but I'll take it. But now we're gonna head down to about 45 minutes from here to where the final race happens between the Charger and the Supra, which I think is funny. I just set off a car alarm. It's funny that that's where Tran dies and where Brian sees Dom and the Charger, and then it cuts to the final race location, when in actuality they drove for like 30 miles to like the port to have a final drag race, which makes it kind of weird because Dom says, I used the drag here back in high school. At the port? That's kind of weird, but you know, whatever, it's iconic. So we're gonna see the starting point, we'll see the tracks they cross, and the final location where there's the last shot in the film, the last time you see the Supra. So that's where we're going now. So I'll see you guys in 28 miles. We just passed, I think Glendale Boulevard there. I guess that's where Leon says, according to the radar or the radio scanner, we got a 187 in Glendale. We're good to roll. I repeat, we're good to roll. So I imagine that's what that's referencing. There's probably more than one Glendale in this state, but that might be the one he's talking about. These intersections are weird, man. These 5-way intersections. I'm not used to it. I don't know how all these automotive YouTubers do it. Maybe they just don't go to these areas as often. But like all these YouTubers driving these low supercars and this, that, and the other, you're probably grinding the snot out of your undercarriage. I hope you guys have skid plates. Oof, because the number of times we've bottomed out is I've lost track. Wow. Port of Los Angeles. The road's not exactly smooth. Look at this. This doubles as visiting a movie location and a GTA 5 location. All the containers and all the cranes. So we're doing good on time. So not this one, but the next one. All right, so there's 1B. We're looking for 1A. Is this it? Yeah, this is it. It's not labeled, so that's a little weird. Oh, mother... Okay, Terminal Island. Look at this bridge. Vincent Thomas Bridge. I think this is the bridge that Eleanor jumps in Gone in 60 Seconds. This is absolutely monumental. I'm just going to slow down a little bit. I mean, I'm already at the speed limit, and I'm just going to go the speed limit even more to appreciate the Vincent Thomas Bridge and the giant freaking boats that are here. He's not doing what I'm doing. Neither is he. Oh, this is something else. All right. We're heading to Ferry Street. We're pretty close. We're only 4 minutes away. But it is still funny for me to picture Brian following Dom in the Supra and the Charger just down here to the port for no reason whatsoever. It just seems kind of strange for them to do that. But we're pretty close. Should be pretty recognizable. It's like around Tuna Street. Hey, we made it before the sun went down, which is cool. So this is going to be really cool to see in the flesh. This is the location I am most excited about. I mean, sure, the house is cool. It's iconic. It's recognizable. It's like a recurring character because you use it throughout the franchise. But this is the thing that you see in the most iconic race in the entire franchise. That's funny, we're coming from the wrong direction. So we're starting at the end. So here are the tracks that they race across, right here. And then the last shot is behind us. But the race starts down here at the end of this road. Here's the train tracks. Train comes from the left, from the direction we're sitting. And the race starts down here, all the way. So they come around the corner on this road. And this is where the race starts. I don't see the light, which is a little confusing. There's no cars around here, so I don't feel particularly suspicious about being confused. Terminal Way and all this and that. That was definitely the tracks back there. Weird. I'm gonna look on the app now, just so I can really kind of pinpoint this for you guys. The start of the race is right here. And what's funny about that is I don't see a stoplight. Yeah, so the start is this area right here. They come around that corner. The Dodge Charger comes around this corner first, and then the Supra follows. It's a little different now. Kind of see how that motorcycle is taking the turn. And they start, I guess, where this stop sign is, because I don't see a street light. There's a street light all the way back there by the tracks, but not over here. But the nice thing about this is not a busy road, and I already knew this when I was approaching it, that it wasn't going to be busy. So they come around, and I'm thinking they're lining up because there's Tuna Street right there on that street sign. And I thought they line up here at the very least, but we'll make our way back down towards the tracks now that we're doing this in the right order. And now we're heading towards the finish line, the checkered flag of the race. And so we're in the lane the Supra was in. The Charger would have been in that lane on the right. And the tracks are just right here. They're racing, they're racing, they're racing. The train is coming from the right in the movie. And you'll even recognize it. Well, I'll go really slow so that you can pan the camera to the right so you can see. But as we go really slow across the tracks, you're gonna see the same curves in the tracks that the train would have been coming around as you see in the side shots. You see that split in the railroad. It's the same, that sounded really good. It's the same in the movie. Now, we make it to, there's a semi-truck somewhere that's pulling out here on the right. I can't remember which road it would have been. They're kind of like, oh, we're not dead, that's weird. And they're celebrating, and then on the last shot of the movie is just right here, where and construction may have changed the way this looks, but basically in the original shot, because there's that intersection there, and that's kind of the same. And in the background of the last scene, you see like a Union Pacific train in the background, pulling some containers or something, and Brian's walking towards the camera while the Supra's going that way, as you hear sirens in the background. Now the median behind us, I think, might be a new addition. I don't think that is how it was 25 years ago. So obviously it's not going to be exactly the same. I don't think all of this vegetation was here, but those are all of the locations I really wanted to see. So we got to see Bob's Market, we got to see the Toretto House, that was really cool. We got to see where Johnny Tram was shot, which I thought was kind of neat. Just to show you that tunnel with the mural and all that stuff, where you see the hill where the Charger's at. And then we got to visit these, the race location, and show you kind of the different stages of the race, so you could tell and kind of picture it with me where all the different shots were done. But that's it for the M3 GTR tour of California. We're gonna drop the car off with Van over at Blacklist Garage. He's gonna babysit it until transport arrives, where it will then get shipped back to Washington, where we already have some cool things planned for the car. We're actually gonna button up some stuff so that it's ready for that. But hey, if you're new here and you're not subscribed yet, but you like what you've seen so far with this M3 GTR content, you should probably hit that subscribe button, because you'll like what I got planned. Anyways, I'm Tom the Racing Joker, and I'll see you all next time. Take it easy, everyone. Peace.